Alex, the camera's on. Don't say anything bad.
You poop your pants.
Today, I'm going to teach you how to clean the worst windows that are out there, which is French doors, French window doors, or whatever they're called. They
French
suck.
panes.
Yeah, French panes. Alex, can you give me your 6-inch sleeve so I can show them what sleeve they need? So I like to use one of these instead of, usually the window will be exactly 10, but at 6 you'll get a little more scrubber power. And then squeegee wise, I have a 12-inch squeegee, a little bit of bent there, and a 6-inch squeegee. So I'll show you why the difference in size is there. So let's go clean these doors. I like to use around a 30-degree angle like this, as I find when turning on this tight of a space, less problems of skipping and leaving drag marks or streaks. Also, don't use a liquidator on this kind of stuff because it's a lot more possible to leave streaks going across. So many people worry about not detailing here that I've realized a lot of people leave a lot of stuff in here, and for French windows that's a big thing. So to kind of start off, what I like to do though is get a little bit more soap, just a dot on there, get the slip real good, work that in the mop. And you don't want to have too soaked of a mop because you don't want a lot of runs coming down. That's why I have the big bath towel. So there's a couple different ways you could do this that are really good. So of course you could do a straight pull. If I was going to do a straight pull, I mean more of a beginner, I would first dry off that area. You could do it with your finger, but on this you might get a splinter. So you'd straight pull there. What I like to do is just dry off that tip, feather a little bit, and then pull down. That gets a little bit tedious though if you're doing all of these, and if you're doing it the right way. You could do it fast, but the possibility of leaving that cloud, of course, with your detail, but you'll leave a lot more stuff coming down the glass on the second pull. The next technique would just be fanning, and for fanning of this is a very normal fanning, just like you would any other window. Boom. I think that's the easiest. You're gonna leave a little bit of a detailing, but detailing French windows I think is super easy. And I think what a lot of people have got into is not detailing the sides like I just said. And I think the biggest thing with French windows is if you're using too much force right around there, right at that turn, you'll usually leave a skip mark. I did, and you didn't even see it on camera. A lot of these things you cannot see on camera, but you'll see them in person, especially when the sun hits it. Now another way you could do this is to have a squeegee pretty similar to the size of the actual window frame. This I think is the best quality. And to do that, what you'd want to do, you can mop up a lot at one time. You want to mop a lot at one time because you're not going to have the ability to dry for rubber, do what's needed to do this. So when doing this technique, mop up a bunch. What I like to do is just dry the rubber and pull. This is just about the right size, but could use just like a tad bit more on the blade. That didn't get quite what I would like to have happen there, but the best way to do this to have like streakless results would be like this. Okay, so we'll mop 6 of them. Fanning these will overall be the quickest, but this I think is the highest quality. L shape, towel, boom. L shape, first drying off, towel, boom. L shape, towel off, boom. So that leaves just a tad bit there on the bottom, but from doing that, you wouldn't really have to detail the side, but I do. I just go like this. With French windows, it's like real fast, not changing my corner every time, but just using a fingertip. Okay, so that on this would be the quickest way. Now if you were doing side pulls, let's say with a squeegee where it would be just like 2 pulls. I think this one will be 3. This one I would suggest the least, because you get, so you're pulling here, that one's probably gonna be fine. But then as you pull here or pull here, the possibilities of leaving something across is pretty high. And you might leave a lot of things that you don't see. That's why for fanning, there's not a lot of setup time and it does a good job. It's just the only thing, let me finish off this door. The only thing is though with fanning is that when you're doing this, you just want to make sure you're not applying too much pressure. Have it pretty light in here, because if you apply too much pressure, you'll get huge rainbow streaks right there. Huge rainbow streaks. And because there's so many of them, if the sun was coming through here, it would look like crap. So if you're doing this, just make sure your rubber's good. Make sure you're taking your time on it. There's no need to like really rush this. And the funny thing is with French windows is when you do this, you don't see a lot of it right away, but you'll see a lot of it the next time you come, or if you're looking straight out of these in the sun. But have I ever got a call back for any of that kind of stuff? No, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Luckily here, this wood is absorbing most of the water, but if it wasn't, and this is like a different type of material, I might use my blade to go across it like that before I go to the next level. But overall, you know, a 6-inch sleeve, a 6-inch channel just gets French doors done pretty quick and smooth without much thought. So let me show you just how fast this can go if you were just going to do fanning. Now, a few of these have quite a bit of handprint, so I'm just going to bronze wool those just to make sure we're not leaving any of that behind. Watching then, my friends. Oh, one more thing though of why you don't want to do, let me show you this technique. So as you saw earlier, there's a little bit of room left here. So what a lot of guys do, guys or gals, is you go here, you go to this corner, and you come down and you go here, right? Kind of a Z technique. What that can leave is when you go here and you go here, everybody stops for a second or a millisecond right here. You'll leave this line. Even after you pull through and go down, you could possibly leave another, and then you pull. Most likely you'll leave a streak right there, no matter if you dried here or not. The likelihood of it is quite high. So I would just suggest doing fanning, or just doing the straight pull across and cleaning up the bottom a little bit with the towel. You can see as we get inside here, you'll start seeing, try to see if I can get it at a better angle. Start seeing more stuff come off the blade, more bleeding. It's a little humid here today, but I find that's the one bad thing, especially doing this in the winter. I don't know what it is, but when it's cold, it's extremely hard to clean French windows because the rubber just seems to not grab everything, and it's even doing it here. But you can see how much faster this is because you're not wasting any of the time pre-detailing. I would just get used to doing French doors or French windows like this. And if you're getting, see that, how I skipped there? It's a very super easy thing to do. I used to do this huge town hall, and one of our guys used to use the lift, and we didn't use a water fed pool at the time, for cutouts like this. And every single one of his windows would have 2 skips, one from going left and one from going right at the bottom. And it just looks bad because, you know, we're all concentrated on the edge when we really should be concentrated on what is going on in the middle, because that's the most of what people look at. So for this bottom here, once again, I'll just fan it. You could do this with an 8-inch, with that 6-inch. See right there, I get friction, right? That could be the rubber I'm using. So really, that's it as far as how to clean French doors. It's really pretty simple. These two tools are gonna do you a lot of good. Have your bath towel and a hook towel or surgical towel to detail your frames. And that's it. Hope this has been a good video as far as teaching you how to clean French doors. Have a good day, bye-bye.